ensure the dividends of democracy for all residents in the state. Joseph Kunde, TVC News, Yenagoa.
Staying in the Niger Delta region, subnational governments have been advised to broaden their revenue sources and reposition for the global energy transition from fossil fuel. This formed part of discussions at a stakeholders' engagement on fiscal resilience and energy transition with ministries, departments and agencies of government in Akwa Ibom State. TVC News' Miriam Daniels reports.
Energy transition is the shift from fossil fuel to renewable energy. Scientific research shows that since the Industrial Revolution, there has been a huge carbon emission into the atmosphere, and that the main gas, carbon dioxide, emanates largely from the energy sector. The convener to the Bolton Akpan speaks on the importance of a just energy transition and how state governments can prepare for the fossil fuel transition.
The states and local government areas are where more than 50% of the federally distributable oil and gas resources are spent. And as such, those levels of government need to actually, clean up their act, as it were, in terms of getting prepared for the energy transition. And you know that for every naira or dollar spent at the subnational level, whether the state or local government level, the impact on the citizens is higher than what's spent at the center.
A research analyst from Budget Iniobong Usen, while acknowledging the diverse investments by the Akwa Ibom State government, noted the need for a strategic diversification of its revenue sources away from oil.
The purpose why we're here today is to sort of understand what the fiscal capacity of the states is vis-a-vis the conversations around energy transition. How are subnationals, especially resource dependent subnationals like Akwa Ibom and the other states in the Niger Delta, prepared for the energy transition?
It's important for Akwa Ibom State, as an oil-producing state, to design a plan that enables it to build sustainable fiscal resilience so that when the oil revenues dry out, the state is still able to thrive.
Some participants pledged their commitment to the actualization of a just energy transition in the state.
On the floor of the House, anything that has to do with energy transition, we can raise it either as a motion or if it needs to be domesticated in the state, we can do it. So kudos to the organizers, policy allies and other organizations that have come together to put this together.
The United Nations say this solution can provide benefits not only for the climate but also for the economy and for society. Miriam Daniels, TVC News, Uyo, Akwa Ibom State.
You're watching TVC News. We'll take a moment and then return with more stories. Just stay with us.
Every minute, every hour, and every day, time doesn't just tick away. It's a countdown to political decisions that shape our world.
This country must move.
Imagine the impact these decisions have on our lives. Some are consequential, others may leave us intrigued or baffled.
You will have no better friend and partner than Nigeria.
Step in and feel the frenzy like never before. Join me every weekday for an hour of fact-finding interviews where questions cut to the core.
How would you say your administration has fared in these sectors?
I will dig in to get to the heart of issues, from local politics to global insight. Join me as I unearth the power plays, jaw-dropping revelations and the unfiltered truth. This isn't just politics, it's unraveling the stories that matter. Brace yourself for Politics Tonight every weekday at 8 p.m, where every decision echoes along the corridors of our lives. Politics Tonight, only on TVC News.
Let's turn our attention now to politics. The candidate of the All Progressives Congress in the forthcoming Edo governorship election, Monday Okpebholo, has promised that those responsible for the violence during the party's campaign in Isako Central local government area will be held accountable. Thugs allegedly affiliated with the opposition party was said to have attacked the APC campaign train. According to the APC candidate, this incident marks the second attack on the party's campaign team in less than 1 week. He alleges that the attempts to disrupt the party's campaign rallies in these areas have intensified by gunshots and physical violence. Senator Okpevolo has condemned the attacks and is calling on relevant agencies to investigate the incidents and ensure that the culprits are apprehended. He emphasized that violence has no place in politics and urged all parties to engage in peaceful campaigns. Monarchies in the northern Taraba senatorial district are still commending President Bola Tinubu-led administration for the local government autonomy granted to 774 local governments in Nigeria. They overthanked Governor Abu Kefas for setting up an advisory committee to implement the Supreme Court's judgment across the 16 local government areas of the state. Senior reporter Owolabi Adenusi compiled this report.
The Emir of Muri and other monarchs who received the Abel Peter-led committee say their visit is timely as they anticipate a cordial working relationship. The Pansawi of Yamdang chiefdom could not hide his feelings as he thanks Governor Kefas and President Tinubu for liberating local government councils through the autonomy, stressing that their dreams have now come true.
The government intends, and definitely everybody knows, will respect the traditional institution in total by granting it all its obligations, all its rights, and asking it to carry out its obligations.
My description to what His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Taraba State, has done is a right step in the right direction. And we also want to commend the President for making the local government autonomy a reality. I don't think there is any state that has done what the Executive Governor has done, the Executive Governor of Taraba State. To me, with what I've heard and what I've seen, I believe the local government autonomy is going to work in Taraba State.
Earlier, the chairman of the advisory committee, Mr. Peter, sought for cooperation of traditional rulers to move Taraba State to the next level of development.
We envisage a future where the local government administration work in close collaboration with the traditional rulers, drawing upon your unparalleled knowledge of the local context, your deep understanding of the need and aspiration of your people, and your unwavering commitment to the well-being of our communities. Your role as the interface between the government and the grassroots will be amplified, ensuring that the policy, programs, and decisions made at the local government level are truly reflective of the unique challenges and opportunities faced by each community.
The monarchs say the local government autonomy has been a long-time dream of traditional institutions in the country who believe they have been marginalized constitutionally.
Away from that, now selected adolescent girls from public schools across Ekiti State are currently undergoing a 5-day training on skill acquisition and how to navigate the adulthood. But the initiative is being sponsored by the State Ministry of Education in collaboration with the World Bank's program, Adolescent Girls Initiative for Learning and Empowerment. The State Commissioner for Education says that the boot camp is to ensure that children build confidence that would assist them to navigate adulthood. In a speech, the project coordinator of Adolescent Girls Initiative for Learning and Empowerment said that the initiative will develop an all-round perfect adolescent child.
Safe space session it creates a platform for the girls to be able to develop self-confidence, self-esteem, life skills, which are skills that are needed to navigate through adulthood. We realize that it's not just academic excellence that is needed for a man to be a total man or a total woman. For total development to happen in any child, the child must be complete. It's not just academics. There are other things like self-esteem, leadership skills.
This is part of what government is doing to ensure that our children, they build their own confidences because they have these life skills to be able to navigate adulthood. We teach them that there is a difference between being assertive and being aggressive. There is a difference between being humble and being timid.
Governor Biodun Abayomi Oyebanji led government will continue to upscale and improve. We want to ensure that Ekiti, having been known as a fountain of knowledge, that we continue to take a leading position in the educational development.
What's a bit of entertainment now? Singer Andrew Bose has emerged winner at the maiden edition of Pluck the Ox Talent Hunt competition. TVC News senior reporter Theophilus Elama reports.
With Nigeria having one of the fastest growing music industry, various emerging talents in the country are